add subtitles and just type in what you think, what you recall. Something about Wooly being from China.
Wooly caused COVID? Question mark.
Kevin and the Hunks.
Okay, so
There's a lot of gold in there.
Thanks for coming on to our podcast, Kev. We've been wanting to talk to you for a long time.
I am here with the band, the Guest Room Statuses, and unfortunately, I didn't record the audio for the first round, so I'll give a bit of a recap. As far as I can tell, is that I was asking these are 4 puzzle pieces, and I asked how they all came together, and it started off with Dave and Wooly going to elementary school together. Yes.
Correct.
It actually started off differently.
It was not that.
No, it started.
Well, Kev's giving it to us chronologically. We gave you the Memento version. We kind of did it backwards, but you're telling us.
Yeah, I'm starting from the beginning here. So basically, Wooly hated tall people and was really mean to them.
Yeah. What city did this happen in? We should quiz you.
Oakville.
Yeah.
Nice.
In Oakville, Wooly just hated people in general, but he especially hated the people who were bigger than him. And so he bullied them a lot. And it was like, this guy's all right. I'm going to start a band with him a few years down the line. Am I right so far?
In grade 2.
In grade 2, the band? No, that's way too early. Okay. Got at least grade 7, maybe 8. You guys performed at some sort of like school event.
Music festival.
That terrified the great ones, but the teachers loved it. Right?
Yeah, you're on fire.
And the
What was
band
the
name?
band name?
Jeez, I don't remember that part, actually. Did you say it? I don't
You
remember.
should know.
Yeah, involves your name.
It does.
Kevin and the somethings?
That's right. Yeah, the band.
I totally missed that detail. I don't remember it. I'm just guessing.
Kevin and the Somethings. The band was called Kevin and the Hunks.
Okay.
Wooly and I played at his brother's grade 8 talent show. His brother was on the kit. Wooly was on the bass. I was playing guitar, and then our buddy Gui was also playing guitar. And we played Weezer's Say It Ain't So.
I remember that part.
And we played a front bottom song as well.
Yeah, okay.
We were also in first year university.
We were grown men.
Oh, sorry. I missed that part too. Sorry. I totally thought you guys were younger than okay.
No, Wooly is root causing you right now. That's not true.
We were. It was true.
That's
true.
Yeah, that's what.
See, I missed that detail as well. So you guys were playing,
what's
your
true?
university students playing for like grade 1s to grade 8? Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
If you look at it that way, but if you look at it another way, it was a sold out venue. It was like 150 cap.
No encore.
No encore. No, yeah, we were
all
old. We
all
were
the
old.
juice you could get. Yep.
We were old. Kev is what, 5 years younger than you?
Yeah.
Kev's 5 years younger. So when he was in grade 8, we were in uni. But Kev needed a band because he learned how to play the drums, didn't have a band. And so we were like, we'll play with you.
Okay.
And as I said, we frightened children.
Were you playing guitar and you playing bass at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys had your instruments. You guys were determined to play those instruments.
Yeah, we had it figured out. And it was a good time, yeah.
All right, cool. And then from there, so basically, well, you go to China and you start working on the COVID virus.
Curating, yeah.
Yes, you're
carefully.
working on it.
Plotting.
It's in the lab.
And ironically, Dave takes journalism at Carleton University because he wants to crack down on this virus being developed. And meets Liam, and they're trying to discuss how can we stop this virus from spreading.
With the power of rock and roll. That's what we decided.
No,
And look around. COVID ain't doing as bad anymore. It worked.
But okay, so you guys met in journalism at Carleton University.
Yeah, right near the end.
Okay, So it was like one class towards the end, like a fourth year class that.
Yeah, we had a class together, but even then, that was enough to kind of let us know that the other existed, because it's a big program. But it's not like we took that class together and we realized that we had commonalities. It wasn't until a bit later. And then it was actually right near the end. At the beginning of our last semester, Dave pointed out to me we should play music, and I said, yeah, that'd be awesome. And then like most things in my life, I didn't follow up on it. And then at the day of our graduation, Dave said it to me again.
Were you wearing the hat and stuff?
I'm sure I was,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
I was wearing my little gown. And I was about to go back to my hometown for 3 months for the summer and decide if I was going to move back to Ottawa, if I was going to keep my life here.
What was the hometown?
Kenora, near Winnipeg. And so I went back to Kenora with Dave's reinstated offer in my head, and it was a big reason why I decided to come back to Ottawa, because I thought I have someone to play music with.
Oh, okay, cool. I guess in Kenora I'm not sure what it's like there. I've never been there. Like
it wouldn't have been as fun. I mean, I had some musician friends in high school. I had my own kind of version of Kevin and the Hunks, except I was an actual child. I wasn't an adult playing in front of kids. But we would play at like talent shows and stuff. But I was much more excited at the possibility of playing in a bigger city and with a hunk, one of the titular hunks.
And so I can see that there's three of the threads are coming together here. And so, Pete, my understanding is that you didn't play drums until the day you recorded the first Guest Room Status EP. You didn't know what drums
That's
even
right.
were.
I didn't know what they were. I had to Google what are drums. There was all kinds of like different kinds, and then they were like, no, it's the one that looks like all the drums together in a kit. And I was like, oh. And then as soon as
No, but you said that you like didn't learn drums till later on, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, that part is true.
Like how? But come on, what's going on here?
So I moved to Ottawa in 2015.
Yeah.
In 2017, I moved in with just like two random people that I met from Ottawa. We became like really good friends.
Okay.
And one of those people had a drum kit, so that was in the basement.
Yeah.
So I used to like go down there and like fuck around. And are we allowed to swear?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I won't stop.
I used to go there and fuck around on the drum kit.
Yeah. Okay.
But I always wanted to play drums, like when I was a kid. And actually, I thought I asked for a snare drum for Christmas. And then a couple years ago, when I was back in Newfoundland, I actually found that exact Christmas list, like the wish list.
Oh, yeah,
What
right,
do
cool.
I want for Christmas? And it was actually my brother's Christmas list, and it said snare drum. I think I sent it to the group
So you
chat.
stole his dream.
Well, I'm just having false memories. Like I guess I was a little kid, and he got a snare drum, and I guess that the whole time I thought it was mine. I have no idea, but I didn't really like. It was too loud. Yeah.
Is it possible that you forgot that you learned how to play the drums earlier on in life? Sorry.
Well, I think like at that age, it was just like a novelty item in my family home. There was no like get in lessons and rudiments, and I didn't know what rudiments were till.
You said
like-
that he actually got a snare drum when he wanted one for Christmas and he got it?
Yeah. Well, like my brother was really into music, so I think my parents were just trying to like foster that interest.
Hold on, are you saying that you forgot that you thought you asked for a snare
The
drum
whole time, yeah.
and
But I
got
found-
it?
yeah.
But in fact, he got the snare drum and played it, and you didn't play it.
I played it. I thought it was mine.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was mine up
Okay,
until
sorry. I
2022.
understand. Okay, sorry.
And then
Okay.
I found the Christmas wish list thing, and I was like, "Wait, Andrew asked for this?"
Okay, so you were learning like the basics about like how to like roll and stuff, right?
I was learning. I guess eventually, when I got older, the intro to "Losing California" by Stallone. I think that's maybe as far as I got.
Okay, I kind of
Good song. But in terms of like actually learning the drum kit, I think living in a house for a couple of years where my roommate had a kit,
Yeah.
and I would go down there and like try and like make some beats, because I always wanted the opportunity to play drums.
Oh,
I was
okay,
in
gotcha.
high school band. I think it was grade 7,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I want to play the drum, so they put me on the snare drum, and then I remember the teacher was like, oh well, you have to wait till grade 8 to play the full kit. And I was like, oh, I'm going to play trumpet. And then I played trumpet.
Man, that's cruel, man. That's
Terrible,
really cruel.
terrible idea.
To wait that long.
Yeah.
So how did you meet these people?
So I had a friend in university that I went to school with, also at Carleton.
Yeah.
And I guess, like, adjacently, he knew you, Dave? He knew Taylor, I think, more so. Who knew you? Simon or Taylor, one of those guys.
Yeah, both the guys were on my res floor. I knew them that way.
And I think James probably heard me talking about, like, yeah, my roommate has a drum set. I've been trying to, like, learn to play things on the drums.
Oh, okay.
And so I guess the word got to Dave somehow through the guy in my program.
The streets were talking, man.
Yeah, somehow you found out I had a drum kit.
Yeah,
And
I
then
didn't
we were
know.
like, let's jam.
I didn't know you. I didn't know you existed.
Same. Yeah.
So yeah, my friends Simon and Taylor were like, let's jam, and then we went to Pete's old house with the said drum kit in the basement, and yeah, Pete answered the door. I remember. He let us in, and then we jammed in his basement. We played like Arctic Monkeys, and we played Free Throw, and we just like make noise. It was a lot of fun. We didn't do it for too many times. I think it was only like once or twice, maybe 3 times.
Was it? I think it was just the one time.
Maybe it was just the one time.
I don't remember. It was a long
And
time ago.
that was really it. That was the extent. But that planted the seed in my head that Pete exists, and Pete has a drum kit, and Pete plays drums. So at the time, he was the only other drummer that I knew in Ottawa that'd be, even interested in joining a band. And then once Wooly, Liam, and I really got in the flow of things, we were playing in the park, we were like playing acoustic, we had some songs written. We found a jam space, so we had been playing like loud at this point. Liam had been on the drums, filling in. It was time to find a drummer. So literally sent a message to Pete, being the only other drummer I knew existed.
Drummer.
In all of, everywhere. And he was hesitant at first, simply because he didn't own the kit. So he was worried about like us not having a drum kit in the band.
Okay.
But Kevin and the Hunks, full circle, we had his kit, right? So
Don't even worry about it, Pete.
so that's Pete's
The
biggest
Hunks got
concern.
it.
Just done. We have a kit for you. We just need you to show up and play. So we did. He came to the jam space.
Where was the jam space? Was where?
We still have the jam space. It's at Capitol Rehearsal Studios.
So Kevin and the Hunks kit is there?
It is.
Yeah.
It's in the graveyard. We have a corner
Okay.
in the jam space of
Nice.
like graveyard instruments, and it's a big stack of Kevin and the Hunks drums.
You ever want to see it? The GRS Hall of Fame. Anyone can come check out the Hunks kit.
Yeah, you have your own museum.
So that first time that Pete came, no more than a minute in, like we kind of realized that Pete's the guy. He played loud. He really was enjoying what he was doing, and he was into our music, which was important. And a perk is being that he was new to the drums. He's kind of stoked about everything.
I was extremely excited. Like, when I saw your text, I was like, oh my God, this is my chance. I don't know if I let it show, but
You did, bro. After the jam,
I was so excited.
after that initial jam, we were all sold. As I said, like a minute and a half in, we were like, Pete's the guy. Pete sends like a huge paragraph text to me, being like,
There was a lot of emojis and stuff in it too.
no, it's just like so much text. He's like,
There's a lot of self-doubt in that
he's
text.
like, I don't know if you're into it, but if you are into it, like, I'd love to be given a chance. Like, that was so much fun. And he's like, no pressure at all, no worries. Like, and we're like, Pete, you're the guy. Just show up.
I don't know how you guys were so stoked. Like, I didn't know what I still had like the 2 big rack toms, and I was just like, yeah. But there's a video.
What do you mean you had the 2 big rack toms and you're like you weren't hitting cymbals? You're hitting like rack toms the whole time? What do you mean?
That wasn't up to
just
you.
knew-
That was the Hunks.
Well, that's right. Yeah, but I didn't know like
You had no drum swag.
It was actually a
Yeah,
test.
that's the good way to put
Imagine that, Pete. It was a test. You were supposed to come in and look at that kit and go,
And-
"This kit's for fucking losers,"
it.
and you
then
failed the
take
test.
off the second rack tom.
You failed.
Put the I don't know.
Wait, is there like a
just a
conception that
common-
like having too many like rack toms is like makes you lame? Is
No, I guess not. I don't even know why I said that. I think though, when I think about it,
You were
I-
not comfortable behind the kit when
no.
you first started.
Oh God, no. I was also sitting on like that metal stool thing. But when I think about it, I don't know of any drummers in the local scene that
Yeah.
that don't play with like the standard configuration of like one rack tom ride cymbal. And usually just one crash.
Yeah, man. I've been playing the drummers I've been playing with use only one cymbal.
Oh yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, holy shit, man!
I
That's
noticed the
crazy.
drummer from No Waves in recent videos has just switched to one cymbal, one big ride cymbal.
That's a big commitment. I don't.
I feel like those drummers are the most skilled though because they don't need a lot of things. They
all that
have
flashy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they can just make it work.
I like having a snare and a floor tom. That's it. Like no rack toms. Just go.
Cool. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So that was when, Pete? When was that first jam sesh? July?
July 29th, 2021.
Oh, okay.
7:12 p.m. 36 seconds.
So did you have songs like written already and stuff, and then just like we gotta show Pete how these songs go and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had an EP recorded.
So he wasn't even playing on the EP.
Yeah, the first EP, that's Liam's drumming.
Because we were just desperate, right?
Isn't there one song or something that Pete? No.
No.
Okay.
So when Pete came in, and I wish that it had worked out a bit differently because when Pete started playing those songs, they really took on a new life. But we were just so eager to get our songs recorded. So by the time Pete came, we had already had, we were kind of calling them demos, but we were just excited to get something out.
Yeah.
But Pete was there before our last show, and then Pete has played on everything since, and all those songs sound way better with Pete playing on them live.
Okay.
Thanks, Liam.
Yeah.
So on that first EP, since we're like talking about stuff here, so that was kind of like recorded in more. I hope it's not an insulting thing to say, but like it's more of a rougher recording than your more recent stuff.
Yeah, it had less equipment than you have right now recording this podcast.
Oh, really?
Right?
Hey.
It was this mic held up to the drum kit, held up to the guitars, and that's how we did it.
Was one mic at a time, or how'd you do it?
Yeah, I think Dave and I both used our vocal mics for the drum kit. So we had two vocal mics up to the drum kit, one mic on the guitars, and we just did the tracks one by one.
Oh, so you started by doing drums, then layering it, but with just two mics.
Yeah, we might have done guitar tracks first, and I played drums to the guitar tracks. But
You recorded guitar first and then did drums after that? That sounds like a really hard thing to do.
We didn't know anything about
First
anything.
band.
Yeah, like we were just having fun.
That seems crazy. It turned out really nice, and holy shit, man.
yeah, no way did we do drums first because we didn't know how to play to clicks and stuff.
I would have recorded the guitar parts to a click, and then
Oh, okay.
it would have pretty much been like a finished track, and then drums were probably last.
Oh, okay, but they're all recorded to a click. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, it's a little more reasonable because, like,
Yeah.
usually, I'm not sure what you guys do, but if you're going to record like one thing at a time, the drums are the first thing you record,
Yeah.
and you kind of layer that back. You don't usually record guitar first and then try to add drums to it because it's a lot harder to add the drums. But if you have a click, and maybe it's a little bit easier. But
Yeah.
But the coolest thing from that was like the energy that we were all feeling because we were all just super excited to actually be recording, making music. So I think you can like feel that in that recording, as shitty as it is, sonically, you can feel like the joy of the music in that, which is like something that we aim to capture in like every recording. And it's hard to do if you're in a studio setting. Like sometimes it's hard to have that like mojo that you have when you're in a jam space with Kevin and the Hunks drums. And
no, it sounds really cool. I like it. So that EP has like a lot of charm to it. Would you ever want to re-record any of those songs, or you kind of want to like leave them in the past and kind of move on from it?
I think we've definitely talked about that. It's something we think about. I just don't know if we'll ever commit. I actually talked to Sandy from Teenage Fiction yesterday. I ran into him.
Yeah.
And he was talking about that.
Oh, he was saying that you guys should re-record those songs?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we were asking about like just recording demos, like newer demos.
Yeah.
And he was like, it'd be a good idea if you guys re-recorded that. And I was like, yeah, we thought about it, but I don't know if will it ever actually happen. What do you guys think?
Well, I think there's a reason we haven't reached consensus on it yet because I think there's good arguments for both. You know, as a music fan, I totally understand listeners who aren't us and even us getting attached to those recordings because that's just how they sound to people, right? And so you're going to get used to every wrinkle and it's going to have a charm to it. There's so many cases of bands putting out remastered or re-recorded versions of their songs, and perhaps those versions are now technically played better because the musicians have become better. They might have a better recording quality to them, but often fans hear that stuff and they think, I don't like this. I don't have the same attachment to this that I've built up through years. But at the same time, I really love those songs as songs, and I love playing them live. I think we play them better now than we did. You know, Pete's on the drums now. We've learned how to play those songs. We've kind of realized that there's some more depth and some nooks and crannies of those songs that we didn't know how to explore yet, right? Because they were much newer at the time. Now we've played them dozens and dozens of times. And we've also now recorded in studios that make the songs sound like they have a different life. And I would be so curious to hear what those songs sound like with a higher recording quality. So it's
like
tough.
the song like Australia, I listened to it recently and was like, I didn't know it was Australia until it hit the chorus. I'm like, oh my God, okay, shit. So it's like, I guess the full band energy that I've seen you guys play the song live, I didn't even realize it until it hit the chorus. But
Right.
I think that's like one of the coolest parts about having that recording, though, especially when we were starting off.
yeah,
That was the only piece of music. Hi, Kitty. That was the only, that's the only way people knew of Guest Room Status at the time was through that EP. So when they came to a show and they saw a live performance of the said song,
yeah,
when it was previously recorded DIY, it was like a totally different experience. And like the reaction that people would have when they hear the song live was being like, holy shit, like that's different than what's on the...
It's like a bigger impact too, yeah.
That was like fun. I think that's a cool part about that.
And Will, you have a feeling about this?
I don't think that they need to be touched necessarily, like and messed around with too much.
And that's totally fine.
I like it just the way that they are, I think. And I think that we got like more cool stuff. And I like just where it lives now is like you can see like a growth pattern kind of thing.
Another thing too is like you may want to like to just move on and just let things be as they are too. Is like I see both sides of it. Yeah,
They're still all very, very fun songs to play live, and we'll keep playing them live because they make us happy.
The ones that we know how to play.
The ones that we still know how to play.
And so then after that, I noticed that like you recorded. Well, I guess I'm not sure how the recording happened, but there was 3 singles released, and 2 of them would go on to be on the next EP, like the weather, right? And then the song Miranda was not on the EP. So what's going on with this? What has Miranda done that is so bad?
What hasn't she done?
Miranda was the first taste of studio recording that the band had.
Okay.
It was our first, let's find someone to work with. Let's see what we actually sound like from a studio setting.
Okay.
The timing of it didn't line up so that it would be on an EP. Like we had written it a while ago.
Okay.
We had an awesome experience in the studio. We loved how it sounded. But, we wrote it probably half a year before we even started writing the other EP songs.
So he kind of feels like it's more disconnected from the rest of them, I guess. Kind
I think so, yeah.
of. Okay.
And I think, like, I don't know, thematically, if I may speak like that. It's like a good standalone, like single pop song. Like I don't know if it would necessarily fit with the other, like the Weather tunes.
Would you consider on like the 10th anniversary of like the Weather to have it be a bonus track? Maybe, yeah.
If you're offering,
If people are still listening.
No, I was saying that, you know, when you release like the deluxe version of the EP, you have some bonus tracks.
That'd be cool. Miranda's also one of our favorites to play live too, so it'll always be in the repertoire. So EP or not, like it still has its own space.
And you can plead the fifth here. Is Miranda a real person, or is that just a name?
Miranda,
the actual name Miranda. You don't have to say it's based on somebody else, but
no, Miranda I think was one of those ones like where the syllables lined up nicely.
Yeah, okay.
So it was like probably a fill-in name because it sounded like really cool.
Yeah, okay.
And then you just sing it to yourself over and over, and then it gets stuck in your head. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. You had told me, you said, I want to start this song with just like, it sounds like it should say Miranda. I think I asked you, does that mean anything? And you were like, no, it's just nice rhythmically. And I think that's a great reason to put a name in a song, because at the end of the day, the way that the words sound is just as important as the actual matter of the words. And so,
yeah, definitely.
You know, we don't need to know a Miranda to be able to connect to the song. And it also has the benefit of, because there isn't a specific person named Miranda, that can't necessarily get ruined for us. It's like if you get a tattoo of someone's name on your body, and maybe something goes sour down the line, you still have this tattoo. But I don't know Miranda. I'd be afraid to meet a Miranda, actually. They might ruin the name for me. Wooly
likes to say it's Lizzie McGuire Miranda. Are you familiar with Lizzie McGuire?
I know Lizzie McGuire, but I don't know who Miranda is involved in this saga of what was it, fucking Disney shows?
Family Channel? Yeah, Miranda was Lizzie McGuire's best friend.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll take that. If we were to give the root cause answer, that's what the song's about.
Okay. What was what is, I should say, the songwriting like factory that you guys do?
There's been a few different versions of the factory. Like some of the songs have existed for a while. Like the song "A Colored Picture," Dave wrote that early in university, maybe Kevin and the Hunks period. And so he showed that to me, and that song was basically done. You know, we added a few little full band spices to it, but that was a song. And then other times, a riff has come and we're all in the same room together and we're working out how parts could go. Other times, it's just half the band maybe sitting together working on a song. There's been a few different methods.
Yeah, but there's a lot of the songs have a lot of rhythmic changes and dynamic changes and stuff. Like that doesn't sound like something you just kind of just jam out randomly. Like it sounds like it needs to be much more planned out.
Yeah, I mean, it comes out randomly, I think, often, but then we have to plan out how to make sure that we do it every time and why are we doing it. But a lot of times that stuff happens when we're all in a room together. Someone will say, wouldn't it be weird if the song gets real slow at this point or changes time signatures, and then we have to figure out how to play that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone going to say something?
Go ahead. I don't think we actually changed time signature anywhere, do we?
No, but our songs aren't like...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Straightforward.
I mean, like
tempo, I suppose.
Yeah, I was going to ask if listening to the songs, I'm attempting to count the time signature, and there's been a lot of abrupt changes that I'm not sure if I'm counting math or just it's been a change in the tempo of the song, or
definitely tempo. I think we do that.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys wouldn't call yourselves a math rock band?
No, we're tempo.
Tempo rock.
We're like elementary school math, like kindergarten math, maybe. I was going to say that EP1, the songwriting was more Liam and I, and then EP2 was a lot more collaborative, which was cool, because then you get more opinions, more vibes, more knowledge. It's fun, and that's what we're doing to this day, like it's a lot more collaborative than it ever was. With songwriting, I will say that there is like a sweet spot to it where if you show up to practice and you have a 25% blueprint of a song, you'll end up just like going around in circles for the entire practice. But if you push through and you have like a 65, 70, 75% blueprint of a song, then it's like magic. Like it comes together really quick.
Gotcha, yeah.
But there have been periods of times where it's like we'll write 25% of a song and then we'll spend the next like 2 months just chugging through the next 5%. Like it's difficult sometimes. But at the end of the tunnel, I guess that makes sense. If you do reach that like threshold of 75%, if you get there, it's glorious. You have a new song.
But what about like would you call yourself the resident tapper of the band?
I would say that as of now, I'm the resident tappist.
But if you're like working on a song together, does Liam say to you like, "Hey, I need some tapping here right now. Give me some of your tapping." Or how's that even like work if it's like been assigned to you?
I'm a big I like riffs, so I'll be noodling. That's what we call it. We just call it the noodles. Okay. I will either start with a noodle and then flesh out the song structure from there, or we will flesh that out. Or if it's an existing song, I will find space to noodle on top of it. But yeah, I love open tunings, the twinkly stuff. That's sort of my bread and butter. Yeah, okay. I love doing that.
It's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
I feel like well, you haven't said enough, so I have to confront you on something right now.
What's up?
Your name isn't really Wooly, is it?
No, it's not, and that's where we draw the line here, I think, as well.
Do you want to talk about this? Have you committed any crimes that you're trying to hide your identity? Like,
well, you did say that he plotted COVID.
And the mic was mysteriously not recording for that as well. So
Wooly will do a first name reveal at 10K subs.
10K subs.
10K subs, first name reveal.
Yeah. We won't say which platform, though.
Yeah.
Which platform
all of them
subs.
collectively.
Yeah.
I confronted you at Club Saw about this, and you refused to say your name. But I've done some research, and I know what your name is. I won't say it out loud right now, but
do you?
It's on Bandcamp, man. It's right there.
Yeah, I guess we didn't put all that much work in there.
That's true.
Yeah. I think it's also on like all of the streaming services when you click on.
For the record, I love that Wooly's name is Wooly, and I love that every time he introduces himself to a new band we're playing with for the first time.
Yeah,
they're always like, Willie. He's like, Wooly, like the mammoth, or Wooly, like the shirt.
And it's never broken Wooly's spirit. I've been watching him do that for 3 years now to people.
It's amazing.
And he'll just keep doing it.
But do your parents call you Wooly?
No, because they're also Woolies.
Well, you all call each other Wooly? What do you mean they're also Woolies?
Well, they couldn't call me Wooly because they're also...
No, but do you call them Woolies? I don't know what you mean.
No, I call them Mom and Dad.
It's it's a play off his last name.
Yes, okay. I see.
But there's also variations. There's wool. There's wool with an umlaut.
Okay.
You can have fun with it.
Yeah.
Right. I respect it.
Do you?
I'm not saying your real name right now, so you got to give me some credit here.
All right, fair enough.
But
it's flashing on screen in subtitles.
Okay, I've discussed that. Yes, I've confronted Wooly about his name.
We got the hard stuff out of the way.
Like for your recordings, how do you guys all feel about like your tones? Like, Wooly, do you like your bass tone? Are you satisfied with it?
I think so. I don't think much happens to it, to be honest.
But like when you hear the recordings, you're like, yeah, my bass is coming through right, or you're like, oh, I want it to be more like clear or more muffled, or.
I think what I do is I compare everything to what it sounds like in the jam space, which is absolutely horrendous. So as long as I can hear it better than that, then I'm pleased.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually, I don't know what happens with the bass, but it just gets plugged into the I don't even know what the box is called.
like a DI
kind of
record
thing.
input, whatever. Yeah.
The guy that we recorded with had this like really big box with a bunch of different stuff. I don't know, but
Okay.
you just plugged it into that and then right into the computer, and it just sounded good. I think one of the songs, like Miranda, there was like overdrive added to it,
Yeah.
but I don't have like an overdrive pedal, so I could never recreate that
Yeah. Okay.
myself. So the tone on the recordings is whatever the recording guy chooses.
Yeah. He kind of mixes a certain way. Then when you play it live, it's like this is not what
The tone
it sounds
live
like
is just me playing through a tuner pedal is all that I have.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, the recording guy's name is Steve Foley. Shout out Steve
Yeah. Okay. I've heard.
from Audio Valley. He's really, really nice.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And we're, especially for the first few recording sessions, even to this day, like we're very much students in that environment. Like we don't have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to tones and recording. Because like Wooly said, we play jam space sounds and we're playing like super loud. Nobody can hear each other. So we haven't really had the time to like consider tones that much. And in a studio setting, you're kind of trusting the person who knows best. And to his credit, like they sound really good.
So that like you bring your guitar and then they have like an amp for you to plug into and just kind of like.
Yeah, he has like super schmancy amps. We've also experimented with like plugging right into his computer or like DI, and then he has a bunch of presets on the computer itself. But every recording experience we go to, the more we learn, so that when we come back, we can actually have more of an opinion on things, as opposed to just being like, "It sounds good."
Sounds audible, sick.
Yeah.
I can hear it. And Pete, for your drum sounds, are you happy with them, or you're just like do you have any questions?
It's probably the best my drums will ever sound.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
With
And
that
Liam,
said, though, I really like Dave's tone. I don't know how to explain that. I really don't know much about tone, but whenever I hear Dave play, I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's very nice.
this nice
Could not
tone,
explain
man.
it why it is that way at all, but I like it. So good job, Dave.
I drive myself crazy.
Paul.
Everything I record, I'm like, oh my god, this distortion sounds like shit. And like hear other people's distortion, I'm like, oh my god, it sounds so good. I can hear all the tone. I can hear like the notes being played and shit. I'm like,
That's my favorite thing is like a transparent overdrive. So it's like a little bit gainy and a little bit overdriven,
yeah,
but it still
yeah.
pierces through. If you get buried in like the heavy distortion, sometimes that's not my sound.
Totally, it's like shh. It's like a static. Yeah. Liam, how do you feel about your tone?
Yeah, I really like the way the recordings sound. I think we've done a few songs, like Dave said, where we go right into the DI, and we've done others where we put a mic up to the amp, not only on our first EP, but in a professional studio. We've done that. And I think I prefer that sound when the mic is right up to the amp, and we can get some feedback. Like there's some feedback on the song By Now that I really like, because I like when the sounds kind of feel lived in, and it sounds like you're standing there right near the amp. You know, that's why I like Pinkerton so much. Right?
Yeah, totally.
Weezer,
Yeah,
it's just
I loved all that
sounds
that
everywhere.
feedback stuff. Yeah.
So I'd like to explore that more. But yeah, I really like the way that the recordings sound.
And speaking of By Now, like that song and Jesus, Colored Picture. What's it called again? No, is it called Colored?
Hum it.
Has the word picture and color in the title? Sorry.
Yeah.
You got it. You said it like
Yeah.
twice already.
Okay, sorry. I'm making sure I was saying it right. A colored picture? No. wait.
Yeah, you just got to pronounce that U.
Okay.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
the Canadian U in color, you mean?
Yeah.
So those songs are like very like they have these chanty parts in it. How do you do those chanty parts and like make them sound so good?
In a studio setting or just generally?
Just in general, like how do you write a chanty like part to a song that's chantable?
I think there's an art to it, and the kind of music that I love and that the other guys like too is like emo music.
Yeah.
And that's a big theme in a lot of emo songs is those step away from the mic and just like chant the same melody over and over and over.
Yeah.
while the music like progresses. I think. has
But
to do-
you can't just chant any melody. It has to be a certain kind of melody.
Yeah, I think less notes is better.
Yeah.
Because people need to be able to sing along. The words can't be too fancy.
Jill,
So,
you're
like,
giving our secrets away.
right. Simple words, simple melody, and emotion. If there's emotion behind the lyrics, then it's really easy to chant because it's like you're confessing or you're,
Yeah. Okay.
just screaming out. But we love doing that. That's sort of like our secret sauce, as is with many other bands. But yeah, definitely on the next project, more chants.
More chance.
We got some chants. Welcome to the cult. We're gonna be chanting.
And also, like the weather, what does that mean?
Pete can talk about that.
Me?
Yeah, that's your idea, bro.
Yeah. I guess there's a lot of like really emotional themes on the EP,
Yeah, okay.
and it's kind of like a lot of those themes are, I guess, related to things in life that tend to be unpredictable, and so it's kind of like the weather. Like I guess now we have forecasts, but
You can't always trust him.
I lived in
You
St.
can
John's
forecast
for a
your
long time.
emotions.
I lived in St. John's in Newfoundland for a long time, and the forecast doesn't mean very much
Yeah,
because
okay.
it's right on the ocean.
Did you write the title for the EP? Was it your idea?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha, okay. So like one day, like the songs are being mixed, and people are like, "What are these songs like?" And you're like, "It's like the weather."
I don't think it was as organic as that. I think like we had been trying to find something that kind of encapsulated, just the entire thematic emotional journey of the whole project.
Yeah, okay.
And so we did throw out like just a bunch of different names, and that was just the one that stuck. It kind of
okay,
just stood out, yeah.
All right, cool. For the video you guys shot for self-titled, who are these youngsters in the video that I see?
Not me. I didn't grow up with a video camera, so
Well,
Yeah.
what's the whole story behind the video? Like it's like footage of you guys when you were younger, right? Like your parents were filming you, or what?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's all us.
Stock footage.
we bought it. We bought the footage.
Yeah, it's us. We did that with a childhood friend of Dave and Wooley's. His name is Zach Litskis, from Oakville.
Okay.
And he works in film, and he's a fan of our band. He's a great guy, and so he had done. That wasn't the first video of his that we had as well. He did the video for Past Tense, and he did a recent video for us. He's on all our videos. And he had this idea because I wrote the lyrics for the song about moving away from my hometown in Kenora, and it's about this idea of knowing that you need to move on from something, whether it's a place or a person, knowing that it's what you feel like you need to do, but also kind of wrestling with how things are going to change when you do that. And so he had the idea of basing the video around childhood videos of us. And so he just asked us if we had any childhood videos lying around, and we reached out to our parents. And my parents shipped a tape across the province
nice.
that I didn't know we had. And he watched through the videos and picked out the most poignant moments, I guess.
So everybody but Pete were featured as kids in it, yeah? Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out Zach, shout out Maddie. Thanks for their help with that filming that. Maddie stitched together in the background of that. You can see like this quilted. Looks like a bunch of bed sheets put together, and she sewed everything, and it took forever. She put a lot of effort into it, but the set was beautiful. And then Zach, and then our buddy Max helped out with the filming that as well, and Tommy, and Cora. But yeah, it was a real team effort, and Zach bought an old TV, like an old school.
Yeah, I think
guess-
VCR is it part of it too, right? The
Yeah,
VCR,
yeah. And he was doing this weird thing with the camera, zooming in on the TV projection. So he's playing like with a bunch of different angles. Anyway, he's a master.
Yeah, like he was filming like he's filming Pete, for example, with one camera and having the camera plug into the TV and then filming it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really trippy. But he and he would explain it to me, and I'd be like, "Sounds good, bro," and like didn't really understand it until like seeing it in person, and then Obviously, it turned out really sick. So yeah, shout out Zach.
I don't know if I call this like a double A side. The most recent thing you guys released, it's called Falling Feeling dash Decisions.
Yeah.
Is that called like a double A side? Like, what would this thing
It
be
depends how
considered?
much you like the songs. You could call it a double B side if you want. But yeah.
But it's like debatably 3 songs over 2 songs.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm not going to debate that. I mean, come on. I mean, you guys are welcome to have your own outros, and I can't call them a new song, but it's none of my business. But
If you did do that, you could say we've written a lot more songs than we actually have.
GRS loves an outro.
Yeah. The part C.
But for the first song, which has Falling Feeling, that's like the shortest song you guys made. And it's the song with, I guess, like the most straightforward like rhythm to it. Was there like a conscious decision about like making this song the way it is, like sort of like straight to the point, kind of like in and out?
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. It was written after we had written the other song Decisions.
Yeah.
And then I think I was just strumming along. I found this cool chord progression, and then I had a vision of just doing like a 1.5 minute wall of sound, high energy song. And like I'm happy how it came together. Do you know the song Catalina Fight Song by Joyce Manor?
I know Joyce Manor. You gotta sing the song to me.
You should check out the song. It's like a 1 minute and 30 seconds, 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Is it was off of like Never Hungover Again?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard that album before. Okay, so
Yeah. But it's the same concept. It's just like all of their songs are, like less than 2 minutes, but it's like short and sweet, straightforward, catchy, high energy. And I think like that's sort of what we wanted to capture with that one song.
Okay.
It's fun to play as well.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
And so, what was the motivation to have these 2 songs be kind of like grouped together?
They're in the same key. They use similar chords, so if you put them together, people will think it's an intentional artistic decision and not just a lack of artistic ideas. No, that's not entirely true. But yeah, when we realize that we're kind of playing them in the same place and they can be linked in that way, because Falling Feeling ends on the same chord that Decision starts on.
Okay.
And so that kind of gets your brain working a bit, and then. As we were writing the lyrics, as Dave was writing the lyrics, we realized that we could kind of call out to the other song. They can kind of talk to each other. So the Falling Feeling ends with "It's time to decide," and then the next song starts with the lyric "Decisions." So we just kind of we'd never really done anything like that before. So that kind of excited us to just have, like you say, a double A side. These songs that can kind of be enhanced by being side by side, but I also think they're valuable separate as well. I think they stand on their own too.
Are these 2 songs part of a grander EP, or are they just kind of like meant to like sit on their own as 2 songs together?
I think they got the Miranda treatment where like they did their job. They are super fun to play, and the 2 of them together, live in harmony. They won't make the cut for the next project, but again, they're super fun to play live, and I'm really happy that we did that as a band because, like Liam said, it was the first time that we really explored weaving 2 songs together.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of hooked at that. So it's like the next project that we put out, we want to make sure that as much as we can, the songs will weave into the next one, so it'll be like more consistently flow.
So you're saying, for the record, you didn't record any of their songs in this session? Or is that...
Yeah, those were by themselves. Yeah.
Okay. I was kind of wondering, like, what was there like kind of like the beginning of an EP starting? Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. For Decisions, this song has a lot of imagery about being a sailor, perhaps captain of my own sinking ship, trying best to steer through obstacles. It's not like me to bail out. I should have gone down with you, like you're sinking. Was there a I guess, are you guys into sailors? I'm not sure.
I'm not into sailing, but I'm into sailors. I like the little caps.
But the imagery of sailing and kind of like, I guess, I don't know how to put it, like your own failings, kind of like life is like a boat.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I came across the phrase like, I feel like I'm the captain of a sinking ship, of my own sinking ship.
Yeah, okay.
I'm captaining a sinking ship, and then that alone is enough to like put you in a place of being like, okay, that's pretty crazy. What would that feel like? And then for songwriting, when Liam and I sat down to flesh out the lyrics, it's really easy if you have a theme, if you have a narrative you can start with.
Yeah.
So sometimes like staying in that little bubble is really helpful. But you know, I think like it's one of our coolest lyric songs.
If you made a video for it, would you be on a boat?
Yeah, sexy sailor suits, Titanic in the background. Yeah,
Icebergs.
But yeah, there's a lot of nautical references in that. But again, a very fun songwriting project.
That's really cool. That's awesome. So I got like some kind of like regular questions and then some absurd questions. Do you want to do them all, or you want to just do the regular or the absurd ones?
You can have at it.
Yeah, hit
I'm
us with it all.
I need to know what is normal so that I know what absurd is. I need a baseline. So
All right, here are the normal questions. What is each of your favorite show playing so far, like that you guys played?
Oh, I see what you mean. I thought you were asking about my favorite TV show.
No,
We'd be here all night. My favorite show that we've played. Oh gosh, you know what? We were lucky enough to play at a house one time.
Yeah.
It's a house that some people in the music scene lived at, and they hosted a lot of house shows there. And that's the sort of stuff that like I grew up watching on YouTube, right? Like bands playing in really crowded, sweaty rooms where everyone knows the lyrics, and there's a camaraderie that you can sort of pick up on immediately. So getting to play that show was a real privilege. It's the sweatiest I've ever been in my life.
Was it in Ottawa?
No, it was in Ottawa. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I don't know that we played that well, because talk about not being able to hear yourself in the jam space. This might have been worse, right? Because it's an even smaller area, and everyone's yelling at you. But that made it so much better. So that one felt really nice. When that show was over, I felt particularly fulfilled. You know, sometimes we finish shows and I'm kind of self-critical, especially if I can hear myself really well, right? I'll think, oh, I wish I sang that thing better. I wish my guitar sounded a bit different. I wish I didn't hit that note the way I did. But there was none of that after this show. It was just such a communal experience. There was nothing else I could really think about. So that one sticks out to me.
Pete, how about you?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing, actually.
Same show, yeah?
Yeah. Well, I guess like both. I think we did 2 house shows. Just house shows in general. I really enjoy it. It's a completely different energy, and it's like a lot less pressure as well. It, like Liam said, it is kind of harder because you can't hear yourself. I really liked a show we played in Montreal at a place called what is it? Brasserie de Beaubien.
Okay, yes, I know that place, yeah.
Yeah. For me personally, just at like in terms of how well I think I drummed, that one felt really good. But we definitely played a lot of great Ottawa shows as well. I like every time we play at the Rainbow. Just it's a good vibe, and then it's also very easy to hear.
Yeah, it's got a good.
That's
setup.
4. That's 4 shows. 4 of my favorite shows.
I like all the shows. Yeah.
Just to build on the, just to expand here, on the house show, there's clips of it on YouTube, courtesy of Club Records. There's clips of we played By Now and we finished with it, and in the house, everybody singing the chorus of By Now.
Yeah.
Like in that little small sweaty
Nice.
space, like gives me goosebumps every time. Anytime I feel like down in the dumps about the band or whatever, like I'll watch that, and it's just like, damn, that's
awesome.
fucking sick. My favorite show that we've ever played was we got to open for a band called Gulfer from Montreal.
Yeah, okay.
Who are a huge influence on the band.
That was like in July, wasn't it?
It was last June.
June, okay.
June 23.
You sure? You really?
They just came back to July.
Was it their last show ever? No.
That was recently.
Okay, so my bad. Okay,
we didn't play that one, but we played the year prior.
Okay.
And I was like fanboying the whole time because I found their music during the pandemic, and then I just got obsessed with it. And it has like all of the tappy stuff. Like, so I just ate it up. But they were like the coolest people ever. They got to see us play, which was sick. They got to see us play at a hometown at the Rainbow, playing to our friends, like in our environment.
Yeah.
Like my favorite band got to see us play, which was like, that's sick. And then the cherry on top of the whole thing was Joey, the guitarist, his guitar broke minutes before his set.
You give me your guitar?
Yeah. So like the singer Vince like pointed at me in the crowd. He's like, you. I'm like, what do you need? Anything. And he's like, can I borrow your guitar? I'm like, fuck yeah. So Joey, the guitarist, was doing all the noodles that I like, adored on my guitar.
Awesome.
And it was just like one of the coolest nights.
One time, just as a side story, I was opening for some band. I can't remember who they were now, but when one of the guitars, the guitar strings broke on one of the guitars, I said, does anybody have a guitar? So I offered my guitar. At the end of their set, they're like, we want to thank Stoby. You guys have been the best. And then afterwards, he brought me aside and said, he literally told me, like, we only thanked you because you gave us your guitar. I'm like, all right. It was such a weird thing to say. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
I don't remember what the band was, but they're out of town, though, yeah.
Wow. Did he expand on that point? Like, is that as much of a dig as it sounds?
He was saying it, and he was trying to be nice. He was trying to, like, clarify why he thanked us. He's just like, just so you know, I don't know who the fuck you guys are. I didn't see your set. He's just like, I thanked you because you gave me your guitar. Basically, what he was trying to say.
This dude sounds like he was cursed by a genie that he couldn't tell a lie. Why do you have to say that?
It was an odd thing, but I was just like laughing.
Gotta respect the honesty, I guess.
And Willie, how about you? Do you got a favorite show?
I think it would be maybe the one we played in, I think it was January of this year. It was us, our friends from Brantford, Sun Junkies.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Root Cause, and then I think it was the Darts. Yeah.
Dartries?
Dartries, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know what was in the air that night. Maybe everyone was just like stoked to be back from like Christmas, but everybody was going up in the air, crowd surfing, like jumping, doing stuff. Like it was like a really wild and fun show, and like to see everybody like and to play with like a bunch of our friends like that and see everybody having a good time. It was a good time. Other than that, I really like the Halloween ones that we do as well. Those have always been good.
So this is another serious question. If you were all in a cage together and you had to fight to the death, who do you all think would win, and who would be the first one to die?
Pretty obvious answer. Who's going to win? I think maybe not if you don't know.
Not if we
but
form alliances.
It's Pete.
Yeah.
Pete's going to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, you never know, though. You
Like
can't
Dave's-
count anyone out. Anything can
Wait,
happen.
is it like? Do the three of you agree that Pete would win?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I don't know if that's a good thing.
And Pete, do you
It's
think
gonna-
that you would win too, or do you think someone else would win?
Yeah, they'd fucking die. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
And who would be the first one to die?
I don't know.
It's like band therapy, right?
It would probably be a difference of seconds. I don't know that it matters
Yeah.
much who would be first. Pete would just go bop, bop, bop.
He's basically swing his arms. Whoever's closest would die.
I think it's either me or Liam, but I think maybe I last less because Liam just strikes me as crafty.
Yeah.
Is this a like survival situation? Like, is this a long-term cage or is this an immediate battle?
Well, you're like in a cage, and like people are cheering for you, like someone to
Gotcha.
die, basically.
Yeah.
I think your guys like cardio from the amount of running you do would
Yeah,
settle
so
the score.
I'm just dead.
Yeah, Pete, I think you can kill like one guy But then you'd be gassed.
I would be gassed. I'd be very gassed.
So maybe it does
Ask for
matter
time
who would
out.
die first. I guess the
yeah.
question is who would you go
Can
after first,
confidently
and that's
say-
who would die first.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, there's zero chance that you kill all three of us.
That's what I've been saying.
Unless the cage people give a break.
No, but hold on. But you're assuming that the three of you are going to gang up on him. Like you're all fighting for yourselves, right? Unless you guys start discussing ahead of time, like, fucking Pete's going to just demolish us unless we get together.
Well, if there's 4 people in a cage, I
Yeah.
think just human psychology determines that there's going to be ganging up happening. I've never seen a fatal 4-way match in WWE where there isn't at least some alliances happening. It wouldn't last until the end, but Pete is, we would think at the time, going to be the winner, so he's going to be the one we gang up on first. And then after he's
Okay.
dead, then Dave would be like, I think Pete might actually not have beat us, so maybe we made a mistake. Maybe that was mean what we just did.
I think if I were in that cage, I would encourage Wooly and Liam to step up to Pete first.
And you stand back?
See, my
Whoa.
strategy would be to go for you first, though, because you're the biggest.
You'd get so tired, though.
Step
Liam,
outside.
we might actually make it through this. Okay.
It
Now that I
sounded
think
good
about
for
it,
us.
Pete goes for Dave, and there we can just maybe slap or whatever on the side, act like we're fighting, and then let them handle. Then it really just comes down. We team up, alliance, a chair to
Dave,
whoever
me and
makes
you
it
teamed
out.
up, though.
Yeah, we'd be crazy on a team.
Yeah, but then we would die.
But
we need
so
you
would
guys
Liam
pitted
and I, and
against
Wooly
each
and I.
other.
If I
Yeah.
threw Liam on my shoulders,
Beyond Sun.
Like Goro from Mortal Kombat.
yeah.
4 arms.
Liam's got some agility, so we can't overlook that.
That's right.
Pete's just got
Yeah,
he's got that look.
A question you could ask is how tall is the cage? Because perhaps someone could climb to the top of it on the roof and kind of hang there,
Right,
so no one can get at him.
right.
what shape is the cage? Octagon
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
or like square?
That does matter. Does it have an open top? I'm just
Yeah.
thinking of
No,
wrestling.
there's no open
Right.
top, but I thought it was gonna be a big square, but I'm not sure how tall it would be.
TLC match or
What is
It's kind of
TLC?
sounding Hell in a Cell adjacent.
yeah.
Could be
Tables, ladders,
cylindrical.
and
You could get a
chairs.
motorcycle in there.
Oh, tables, ladders, and chairs. Oh, okay. Yeah, good
Yeah,
question.
do we have
yeah.
weapons?
No,
Tell us, who do you
What are
think,
the
who do
rules
you
of
think
this?
would win? You've spent enough time with us now, in and out of the podcast. What's your opinion?
Who would win?
Who would win and who would die first?
I mean, how am I gonna? I haven't seen you guys fight yet. You guys all got to start
We never
fighting.
have fight. You have the same info we do.
I can't create an opinion based on you guys sitting on a couch talking for an hour.
Sure you can.
Intuition.
I can sense your energies. Who's gonna win?
Well,
in
you've
it.
seen us perform with the Eye of the Tiger. That had to have told you something. How much bloodlust each of us has. What do you think?
Is the goal of this, is the winner victorious when they kill one person, or do they have to kill everybody?
What happens is that one person dies and one person is declared dominant.
Okay,
So the other two are kind of pushed to the ground but not dead.
right.
Oh.
So I think I'll be okay. I'll be a nooch.
Or no, even better actually. No, one person has to kill everybody, but the question here is that who dies first and who's the one who survives in the end.
It's dependent on the alliances, but of pure strength, I die first.
I wouldn't be able to kill anybody, but I could fend off a killer.
But the thing is that the rule is that either you kill somebody or you get killed. What are you going to do? Are you all just going to die together? That would be a nice ending. You all just die together.
Right, we do one
Yeah.
of our chants and then suicide pact.
Why do friends fade away?
You know, being dropped into a pool of water in the cage.
This case sounds like a good time, to be honest.
And the other question I had that was, I don't know if you guys want to answer this one, was that, okay, imagine each one of you, you're by a cliff, and the other members of the band have all fallen off. You only have 2 arms, so you can only save 2 other members. Who are the 2 members you save, and who do you let die?
Who's fallen?
No, everyone but you.
Right. This is 4 separate hypothetical scenarios.
Yeah, so in Liam's scenario, Pete, Dave, and Wooly, you're all hanging off the cliff, and he has to reach out 2 arms to
Gotcha.
save 2.
Gotcha. I'm the heaviest. I'm a write-off. You know,
So basically, in every scenario but your own, you die, basically.
yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't want to see anybody try to lift me up.
Yeah.
Trying to find a clever answer to this question, but I got nothing.
You just got to give
What
a
do you got?
genuine answer then.
I don't think I can.
You'd lift the lightest people.
Yeah, but I mean, if reaching out to them to save them automatically means you save them, regardless of
Oh yeah,
I don't think,
Wait.
Is it a lock? I don't know.
yeah. This is quite a problematic question. to
Are we in a
ask.
cage?
Well, the cage has an opening at the bottom, which is the cliff.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer this question. That's kind of an uncomfortable question. I realize.
Is it both at the same time?
Yeah, so you basically have two arms, and like there's three people hanging off. Like, give me your arm, and like you can only give out two of your arms.
Yep.
so your feet got to be hanging onto a tree or something. Just
Yeah, this is totally. This is basically the question. Basically, is like, who would you let die first? Is
Right.
which is probably not a good question.
Which
to
I
ask
guess
anybody.
could also apply to the cage. Like if we were in the cage match and I see Dave killing Pete, would I stop it? I don't know.
The thing is, it's a little bit different
You don't
because
know?
you're defending your own life. You're defending your own life. in that
Exactly.
scenario, yeah.
Right.
When in the cliff, you're not defending anybody's life. You're just like deciding who lives and who dies.
I would do like a quiz or something. Like
Well,
I
what are
would,
you gonna ask?
I don't know, like a couple questions.
Can you give an example of some of those questions?
Who here
Yeah.
knows my middle name?
I know it.
Do I say it?
I'm living.
And if they know
let's
it,
go.
does that mean they get saved?
Yeah, they get a point. They don't get saved outright. I'll probably ask a string of questions.
Question 2.
Question 2 is how much younger is Wooly's brother than Wooly?
Ooh, I'm going
I-
off the edge.
I'm saying 3 years.
Wait, that question's biased towards Wooly,
Was
though.
it 4
Yeah,
years?
that is.
I remember you.
Oakville. Looking
Yeah,
up for
true.
Oakville.
Yeah, Wooly's gonna know the answer to that one.
I'm already 2 for 2.
Yeah, this seems like the scales are tilted. It sounds like you want to say Wooly.
3. Whose last name rhymes with... Okay, no.
That's what I would do. I'd make it fair. And then if nobody got a single answer right, kick rocks.
Damn.
Just remove all their fingers and let them all die.
You're not my real friends anyway.
All right. Well,
Was that the absurd question or the serious question?
that was the absurd question.
That's a tough question. That's like the self-driving car thing where it's like, does the car drive off the cliff and kill the driver or to avoid hitting a group of people? Or does
Oh.
it hit the group of people?
It's kind of like that.
They have to like program that decision.
that railroad thing where there's like you actively change the railroad track to kill less
Yeah.
people, but you still kill some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of freaky, man. Bad news.
Yeah, if you did nothing on the cliff, are you a bad guy?
Or are you just letting nature take its course?
Yeah, I mean,
How do 3 gentlemen find themselves hung off a cliff like that?
That's right.
you
Something
guys are
fishy is
like
going on.
Cage match.
you're doing a lot of prancing around a cliff because you guys are trying to get some inspiration for a song.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you need inspiration for a song, you usually just prance around and kind of go doopa 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 da. And you kind of just like get the ideas in your head, and then like you're getting really close to the cliff, and all of a sudden 3 of you guys fall off, and like, whoa, what are you guys doing? And you kind of like try to pull them up, and all their hands are like slipping off the edge of the cliff. Anyway,
It's very tense.
Then you come up with a series of questions that are not biased and based on the folks' answers, that determines who lives and who dies.
But then could you live afterwards?
Could I live with myself?
I guess the questions determine... The questions are making the decision. The
That's right.
answers.
Dave would sleep well.
Maybe
Smart-
everyone
smart
would get
move.
to pitch a question. So people hanging off the cliff get to submit one question.
what's their question going to solve? Like, if they ask a question to who? The saver?
You ask one question to the whole group.
And what does that question reveal?
It's whether you live or die.
Yeah.
So you're trying to ask a question that makes you self. You're trying to ask a question that makes you seem like a good person.
Yeah, you could. You are asking a question for
That
the
is-
group, but the answer to that question needs to appease the cliff master, myself.
So you're trying to flatter the person on top, basically.
Correct.
So I would basically say to you, like, why are you so attractive? I don't understand. This is crazy. Like something like that, along those lines.
Yeah. Or you could say, like, who's the most attractive in the band? And then...
That's an open-ended question, though. Like, that doesn't flatter you.
Well, their response would be...
Right.
Clickmaster Dave.
Right. And if anyone doesn't say that, off they go.
Yeah.
I see the strategy now. Okay.
I'm glad you asked this question. Now we're all ready for our next mountain prancing session. We're going to be prepared as to how to handle it.
This is kind of what we do, by the way. If we're
gotta
driving
prep.
to a show and we have like a long road trip,
Yeah.
we get stuck on these sorts of things, which is a great way to kill time.
I guess we can kind of wrap it up by saying, do you guys have anything planned for the future?
Yeah, hopefully we all live. Yeah, we're writing songs. We're very excited about the songs that we're writing. So we'll record them eventually. We'll put them out. We'll keep playing shows. And see where it takes us. You know, all that stuff is still super fun, so we're gonna keep doing it.
And Wooly, are you okay with this?
Yeah, we didn't ask Wooly actually to check if he was okay.
I'm
with this
okay
plan.
with it.
Do you accept their decision to make more songs? Or are you?
Yeah, it's fine with me.
All right, cool,
Yeah.
sweet.
Do you want to know what's up in the future?
What's that?
You want to know what's up in the future?
Well, you have inside information.
Maybe, I don't know. Do you want to know?
Well, let me know what you got.
About my life or about the band?
About your life.
Wait, give me like a brief summary about what's going on in the future with you personally. Let's hear what's going on here.
Not much.
You sound like you had something going on.
I just wasn't sure what the question was. I just put in my bag.
You sounded very mysterious, like you had some information that you were withholding.
No, I'm just enjoying the rest of summer. I'm gonna.
It sounded. Am I alone? It sounded a little suggestive. No, did it not?
It just sounded like he wanted to know if you wanted to know. There was no promise of.
Okay, I thought he was
Riches.
withholding information. Okay, never mind.
No.
My apologies.
I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing, but. I mean, yeah, no, we got big stuff coming.
Big things coming, yeah.
Big things coming.
I think we have a question for you,
What's that?
Pete.
Wait, what was the question?
Oh no,
I actually don't know the question.
I don't know. Was there actually a question, or was he just fucking with you?
There was no question, but I maybe thought you might have one.
I will cut the interview, but thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thanks,
for having us.
guys.
Thank
It's
you.
been really fun.